A new witness is expected to take the stand at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry this morning as the inquiry continues hearing evidence relating to the Investigative Directorate against corruption. Now, the former IDAC head, Advocate Andrea Johnson, is one of two IDAC officials who have already testified before the Commission. Now, she's been questioned about the unit's investigations into senior police services officers, including the suspended National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola and the crime intelligence head, Lieutenant-General Dumisani Khumalo. Let's cross now to SABC News Reporter Canny Maphanga for the latest. Canny, good morning. And of course, more concessions by Andrea Johnson yesterday, and basically just having to answer to things that happened and did not happen under her watch at IDAC, and it brings more names into the fray in terms of questioning with regard to IDAC.
Well, absolutely. Good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers at home. We saw former IDAC head, that is Advocate Andrea Johnson, close the curtains on her 30 years of service to the NPA with allegations under her leadership of IDAC, where IDAC is seemingly pointing to, or rather the patterns are pointing to, a unit that was allegedly targeting certain generals within crime intelligence and the South African police services in order to allegedly serve specific interests. And the question that continued to emerge or become prominent as the Commission continued to delve into the various patterns that show that IDAC was entering into areas that did not meet their mandate, and the question was why. This evidence relating to Major General Faraz Khan becomes a key feature to answering that particular question. I did state earlier when the IDAC stream started that the past of Advocate Andrea Johnson would become quite significant when assessing the kind of conduct that had engulfed this particular unit under the watch of Advocate Andrea Johnson, because there is one common denominator in the past event and these current events that have been placed before the Commission, and that is Major General Faraz Khan of Crime Intelligence. And we see that at the tail end of yesterday's testimony, it was challenged, or rather Johnson's testimony was challenged, to test how close the two were. And it seems that the statement that she put forth, which sought to describe him as someone that she knew of and had never hung out with more than a couple of times, or rather only went to his birthday party and left immediately thereafter, and they didn't get a chance to speak. It seems that what she had told the Commission initially about how she knows Khan wasn't really the accurate picture surrounding their alleged closeness or proximity to one another, because it seems that even though Advocate Silla do not want to flight those messages, they are close enough to the extent that they refer to each other as gorgeous, tell one another that they miss each other, and they exchange messages which show that these people are quite close. And indeed, we also have an instance where Major General Faraz Khan reached out to Advocate Andrea Johnson in order to deal with a personal favor that he had, and he went to the extent of even using a private entrance into her office so that that particular meeting would not be recorded in the official manner that it would if he had used a normal entrance in order to get to her office. So that is a significant clue as the IDAC evidence continues to advance, as the Commission tries to get to the bottom of whether or not there was an alleged hidden hand or influence in the manner in which IDAC pursued certain cases against different individuals, because at the very least what it shows is that there was no legal basis to pursue these cases, and that seemingly this was about allegedly targeting certain generals, that is Lieutenant-General Dumisani Khumalo, the crime intelligence boss, what would have been Lieutenant-General Madlanga if those warrants of arrest were actually executed recently, and then of course General Fannie Masemola, whose arrest we later heard and Johnson accepts he should not have been lumped up with the other accused. So that's how she closes off the 3 decades of service to the NPA, but that IDAC stream is far from over, as we expect that these new witnesses that are set to appear today could possibly be some witnesses that challenged the evidence of Mr. Paramour and introduced a new layer of the alleged rogue elements or criminality or unlawful conduct on behalf of those IDAC officials. It's over to you in studio.
And just a quick one, Canny. Towards the end of Advocate Andrea Johnson's testimony, what was flighted was one specific message about the Ayrton drug bust. And what was interesting there is the amount of drugs confiscated, as stated by Major General Firoz Khan in that message to Advocate Johnson, vis-a-vis what we've heard previously.
Indeed, we've heard that the Ayrton drug bust was about 541 kgs of cocaine that was seized at that particular facility. However, the message Khan sends to Andrea Johnson lists at least over 550 kgs of cocaine. Where did he get the understanding that that was the amount of cocaine that was seized? And if indeed that was the amount, what happened to the remaining bricks of cocaine? I think that's where that question is leading to. And of course, the Commission awaits the appearance of Major General Firoz Khan, because he seems to have a number of interesting developments or questions that he can answer to that are quite relevant to the probe in terms of its terms of reference and testing the extent of the alleged infiltration in the criminal justice system.